Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hood, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, we are back here at the Baseball Hood 2, and hopefully you subscribe and like this video, and let me know what you think about it. So we're going to just do a couple of different things here right now. We're going to talk about Cody Bellinger. Remember him? Won the MVP a few years ago and kind of sort of faded away? Well, he's back. And he spent this past year with the Cubs. He's still there with the Cubs, with a $17.5 million contract. And there are going to be a lot of suitors for him. I'm going to read you for this video's purposes. MLBTradeRumors.com. Bellinger went into Wednesday night's actions carrying a 308, 365, 523 batting line over 266 plate appearances. That's well shy of his career best, but right in line with his next best work as Dodgers. The last few years has been really bad. He's been terrible. He's terrible. Bellinger isn't hitting for the kind of power he once did, but he has seemingly made a concerted effort to get more balls in play. After striking out around 27% of the time between 20 and 22, he's going down on strikeouts at just a 17.7% clip. Interestingly enough, the Cubs should and very likely will trade him. There's 6 games under 500. Bellinger, now the National League Central was not very good, but the Cubs are not good, and they can use a lot of help in terms of their farm system. Bellinger is sure to decline his end of a mutual option for next season, so he's an impending free agent. Demand for his services this summer figures to outweigh the value of the draft pick they receive if he declines a qualifying offer and walks in free agency. If he indeed changes uniform in the next couple of weeks, MLB Trade Rumors identifies some fits, and here's the first one: the Houston Astros. USA Today's Bob Nightingale has already linked the Astros to Bellinger. Houston GM Dana Brown is on record about his desire to add a left-handed bat to a very righty-centric lineup. Even with Kyle Tucker entrenched in right field and Chaz McCormick playing very well in center, there's enough uncertainty for Bellinger to be a fit. Well, that's interesting. The Giants. The San Francisco Giants. San Francisco president of baseball operations Farron Sadie is familiar with Bellinger from their time in L.A. The Giants made a run at him in free agency last winter. They didn't get him then, but the need is just as acute now. San Fran has used rookie Luis Matos as its top center fielder over the past month. The 21-year-old is a very promising prospect, but has started his MLB career in a middling .258, .327, .326 slugging percentage performance. Bellinger would be a significant offensive upgrade and a defensive boost for an outfield that ranks 22nd in MLB at -8 outs above average. Mike Yastrzemski could move to the corner opposite Michael Conforto, while Austin Slater stays on hand as a right-handed complement to the all-lefty hitting outfield. If Mitch Haniger returns before season's end, he'd be a corner DH option. The New York Yankees. Now, we're hearing what the Yankees said. We're hearing that they're trying to get under the luxury tax, which is not in character for the New York Yankees. The Yankees have not had a good road trip coming back from the break. They've lost the first 2 games in Anaheim this past week. One on a walk-off and another they lost 7-2. They have not played well since the break, since the games have resumed. The Yankees are desperate for offensive help. Harrison Bader is one of the few productive regulars in their Aaron Judge-less lineup, but the corner outfield has been manned by depth types like Jake Bauers, Willie Calhoun, Billy McKinney, and Isaiah Falafel. Now, Judge was seen running, galloping like a horse on the field yesterday in Anaheim, testing out that big toe. A toe that is one of the most mysterious toes in the history of the New York Yankees. Is it broken? It's not broken. Is it torn? It's not torn. He might miss the whole season. He might be back tomorrow. Big mystery with that toe. I know one thing. If he was a horse, they would have shot him a long time ago. The Philadelphia Phillies. Any interest on Philadelphia's part would probably be contingent on Bryce Harper holding up at first base. If the Phillies are convinced he's an everyday option there, they could kick Kyle Schwarber to DH and leave open a corner outfield spot for Bellinger. The Phillies could also pursue Bellinger as a first base option if Harper can't play the field. Though, now I would mention about Harper, he's coming back from Tommy John surgery. He went almost a month without hitting a home run. Rotation depth, it might not be the top priority. Rotation depth and perhaps third base are big concerns, but it'd be viable if Harper can defend. Phillies president of baseball operations, Dave Dombrowski, has never been afraid to push in for big names. The Texas Rangers, fighting in the American League West against the Astros. That's going to be a two-team battle out there. Texas got strong production out of Leody Taveras in center field. They've patched things together in left field and at DH, though relying mostly on Ezekiel Duran to carry the offensive load wherever he's played. Travis Jankowski has been a solid fill-in as part of that rotation, but Bellinger carries far more offensive upside than the journeyman Jankowski does. Mentioned about Jankowski, I saw him a little bit last year with the Mets. The guy's a high-energy guy. You need him on your team. The Red Sox, who spent most of the year in the last place, but they've been a winning team, as well as the Yankees. But the Yankees are now in last place. Center field looked like a problem for Boston not too long ago. Adam Duvall has struggled since return from a fractured wrist. Kiki Hernandez is not having a good season. The Red Sox have gotten their awaited Jarren Duran breakout, though. 26-year-old former top prospect is hitting a career best. He's not a good defensive center fielder, but with Alex Verdugo and Masataka Yoshida locked into the corner outfield, there's nowhere else for Duran to play. Adding another lefty hitting outfield to the mix is probably too much of a luxury buy for a club that could use pitching and middle infield help. The Angels. They mentioned the Angels in this thing. I don't know why. Mickey Moniak has played well since assuming the center field role after Mike Trout's hamate fracture. Short-term outfield of Taylor Ward, Moniak, and Hunter Renfroe could theoretically be upgraded upon. But the Halos are a fringe contender at this point, and Trout is expected back in August or September. September. The Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee has gotten a ton out of center field. Hasn't gotten. What am I talking about? Joey Wiemer has 12 homers and is playing good defense, but has a .291 on-base percentage. Milwaukee could consider upgrades there or at first base, where Bellinger would be an upgrade on the currently injured Rowdy Tellez. They might have to pay a heavier prospect return to keep Bellinger within the division, though. The Guardians could certainly use an offensive jolt in the outfield. Miles Straw is one of the worst hitters among every day. Well, that's not good. Again, the American League Central is one of the worst divisions probably in the history of baseball. Every team other than the first place team are below 500. Way below 500. That's not a great division. The Miami Marlins. Miami's relying upon 27-year-old rookie Dane Myers as a stopgap center fielder. Chaz Chisholm Jr. should be back soon to reclaim center. The corner outfield tandem of Jesus Sanchez and Brian De La Cruz is fine, but not overwhelming. The Fish could use a little more offense, but outside help seems likelier to come on the infield behind the dish. Bellinger's contract could also be problematic. Forget about that. Kim thinks I'm making that deal. She doesn't spend any money. The Twins. This one is contingent on Byron Buxton's help. Well, no kidding. The guy's always hurt. Minnesota doesn't feel Buxton will be able to play anything other than DH all season. There's a case for making a run in Bellinger and pushing Michael A. Taylor to the fourth outfield role. If you're still holding out hope for Buxton's late season return to the outfield, this probably doesn't work. And finally, I guess, in this video, in this article, they mentioned the Dodgers. The Dodgers. He played for the Dodgers. You know that? They said this would be very funny, but it's not happening. No, it's not. He left the Dodgers because they got tired of him. He wore out his welcome by striking out and not getting on base and really not getting a hit. Sorry, Cody, but you're not going back to the Dodgers. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.